Hi, it's me again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. He was born a man and named Idris, and his surname. Along the line, he identified as a woman. However, in his recent persecution and tribulation, according to the court record, he said he is a man. And by this, he is my brother from another mother, and your brother from another mother. He was arrested on the basis of abuse of what? Of the Naira note. And as a result of that, is now in prison as to what? Sentenced to 6 months imprisonment without fine. In the eyes of the law, we are all equal, and justice must not be biased. In the eyes of the law, we are all equal. In respect to the case of Bobrisky, I admonish none of us must stand on that high moral ground, because at one point or the other in our life, if not all of us, most of us, we have abused the Naira. Therefore, we are not different from Bobrisky. Rather than condemning him, castigating him, we should all present ourselves to EFCC for arrest and prosecution, because, like I said, at one time or the other, at a point, we have abused the what? The Naira note, according to CBN regulation. So it's either we come out, present ourselves as good citizens, or we come together and what? And fight for the release of what? Of Bobrisky, because we are no better than Bobrisky. I made this bold statement, and this can be challenged by anyone. And if you wish to challenge it, you must provide evidence to that effect of why you are challenging my claim that we are no different from Bobrisky in the context of what? Of the abuse of the Naira. Some of us have even made a statement: his parents did not raise him well. Did my parent raise me well? Did your parent raise you well? And for us to abuse of the Naira. Again, I repeat for the record, Bobrisky is your brother and my brother from another mother. In the context of the abuse of the Naira, if not all Nigerians, most Nigerians, including the sitting president, past president, governors, commissioners, lawyers, doctors, and I will not be surprised that even the judge that meted out this justice or this judgment, she has been guilty, or she is guilty of this offense, of the abuse of Naira. Because according to the CBN regulation, spraying, it is against the law to spray the Naira banknote at occasions. Let him that had no sin cast the first stone in the context of this discussion. So was that the reason why he was arrested? Or because he identified as what? As a woman. Even God, who frowned as such, did not send thunder and lightning to strike him. Some have even argued or condemned him and say, oh, that is the judgment of God upon him. How do you come to such conclusion? What's different from Bobrisky and me telling lies, me falsifying documents, and me stealing, me being a murderer, being a fornicator, an adulterer? What's the difference? Tell me. Him spraying money or claiming to what? To be a woman. Let him that had no sin in the context of abuse of the Naira go to the comment section and say you are not guilty of it, or you've never, ever been guilty of it, or you've not seen a family member of yours spray Naira note. Why did you not go to the authority? The few people I spoke to about this law, in fact, I would say I am the only one not aware of this law. But because the few people I spoke with, they said, electricity, this law have been there time memorial. In fact, there is something I had on the which I were like, they said this law has been there for ages. How come you did not know about it? I said, you will not believe me. This is the first time I am hearing it, and it is not a bad law either. It is a what? It is a good law. I don't know where I had this. Yeah, I found it. This is it here. Give me 1 second. I'll copy and paste, and we'll all read together. It's been part of our culture. We've made it a culture, just like receiving and giving of bribe. We've made it a culture. And as such, we are all guilty of the same offense we are condemning the what? The man of, including the judge. Including what? The judge. The judge can come and sue me for making such an allegation or arrest me for making such a claim if she's innocent. Yeah, it is. The act of spraying Naira, or otherwise called Naira mutilation, though an offense criminalized by law, is one that has been part of our cultural practice from time immemorial. 2. The relevant agencies therefore have a duty to carry out large-scale sensitization on the issue before seeking to prosecute what? Offenders. For those of you who saw, there's one that stands out when Obi Kubana was burying his mother. The bundle of Naira note was used as a football. It was protected by the same law enforcement agents who are there to protect him, but was never arrested. Governors, like I said earlier, commissioners, this was all spray man. There's gonna be party this weekend in Nigeria. As a responsible citizen, when you see anyone spraying the Naira note, immediately call the police, call EFCC, and tell them there are those who are abusing the Naira note here so that they can be arrested. If my father, your mother, your sister, your brother, any one of them are doing party, they spray. You spray them. I am guilty of the offense as well too. So why are we sitting on that high moral ground and condemning Bobrisky? Let him that had no sin cast what? Cast the what? The first stone. 2, it says writing. It is spraying. 2, writing. It is against the law to write on banknotes. Even bankers in the bank write on banknotes. Prove me wrong. Bankers inside the bank, they write on banknotes. These are those who are supposed to protect the banknote. Inside the bank, they write on the banknotes. I've seen it. myself with my own naked eye. So who are you to stand on that high moral ground and condemn Bobrisky and clap your hands? And even preachers come out to say the judgment of God is upon him. How dare you? In the context of abuse of this Naira note, who is guiltless in Nigeria, in that country? See, it is against the law to staple the banknotes, as paying can cause corrosion of the banknote. In fact, when I saw this law, I was happy because henceforth, going forward, no death praying. In fact, it's a good thing. It's a relief. People should see this law as a relief. No expectation. Do you know in Nigeria people do party for the sole purpose of people to come and spray them to recover their money back? That's madness. So we should see it as a good thing and start to practice it. We have good laws in that country. But bad citizens, quote me on that. All we do is what? We condemn our leaders. And yet we are no different from Tinubu. We are no different from Akpabio. We are no different from Wike. We sit on that high moral ground and say Bobrisky, was it that he was arrested? Tearing, it is against the law to tear the banknote. Haven't we seen people that tore banknotes in Nigeria? Haven't we seen it? Soiling. It is against the law to dance, stamp on the what? On the banknote. Do not stain the banknote with oil and ink, as this is also a form of what? Defacing. These laws are there to protect the banknote because of, according to the CBN that I read it costs money to produce this banknote. It's not to punish anyone. We deface it. And yet we're not going to stand on that high moral ground and condemn Bobrisky. See him as a brother from another mother, because it's a brother from another mother to me. I am guilty of the same offense. Or I have been guilty of the same offense. It is against the law to sell currency note. Come on. When I saw this, I asked myself, wow. For those who are in Nigeria, even you were not in Nigeria during the 2023 election, between 2022 and 2023 election, the new Naira note, banknotes were sold. If you want to get 50,000 Naira, you pay 20,000 Naira for it. What happened to those ones? Who arrested them? Why haven't they been prosecuted? Clear, open sales of bank Naira note. It still exists till tomorrow. If you go to party, you will see people, individuals with back sack on their back. They have Naira notes there to sell to those who wants to spray on the basis of commission. Are you kidding me? Instead of us to come together and fight for this young man, Bobrisky, that he was unjustly arrested, or we are all guilty. Don't let me use the word unjustly arrested because he was praying, but we are all guilty of it. Present yourself to EFCC or to the police and say, you know what, I'm guilty of this offense. Arrest me too. If 1 million of us go there and say we are guilty of this offense, arrest us, jail us 6 months without fine, or release Bobrisky, rather than sitting on that high moral ground and saying the man is guilty. Guilty of what? What if Bobrisky is your brother, real brother in life, or you is your son? What will you do? Throw him into the bush because he identifies? It is not the wish of any parents. Let's be realistic here. But what happened? What will you do? Deny him? Kill him? Tie him to the stake and shoot him and blow his head off? Or you go and do a DNA to be sure that if this child is your child, and we sit on that. So when I see it on social media, was this man the very dark man and every one of them who is guiltless of this offense? I need someone to tell me who is. If you know you are guiltless of this offense, put it there on the comment section, or in the context of this offense, put it there on the comment section. Put it there. If you are guiltless of this offense, we are all guilty. I use the word we are all guilty at one point or the other in our life, in respect, in the context of the abuse of the Naira. And I see people come on this platform, panelists also sit down and condemn Bobrisky in that regard. An offense they may have also committed. Let him that had no sin cast the first stone. How dare us? How dare you? How dare me? Some of you, your daughters, your son will marry tomorrow. You want to spray new Naira note. You arrange for it. Even in abroad, in diaspora, when Nigerians are doing party, they spray money. They spray dollars, pounds. Why haven't the government arrested you for abusing their Naira notes? I'm trying to hold myself back not to use any derogatory language on anybody, as it is not expected of me to do such. The ones that are the self-righteous ones. And it is a shame. The most surprising shame, I don't know how to put it, is when religious leaders also come out and condemn him. As if you are better than Bobrisky. You are not better than Bobrisky. Because even in church, they spray money. And you allow it as a pastor. When you bring comedian to the church and people spray them money on the altar, are you not guilty of the same offense? If you care for him, if you really want if we want the country to work, then we will fight for him. Because why? We are guilty of the same offense. If not, sorry to say, just keep your mouth shut. I don't mean to be this harsh, but it's annoying. Just because the social media will just come and talk. I wish I have the power going forward. Anyone that sprays money, I send thunder to strike the person who have condemned Bobrisky. He is your brother from another mother. He is my brother from what? From another mother. The laws are there. We have good laws in Nigeria. But we have idiots, both leaders and citizens. You can take me on this, no problem. If I will apologize, I will. But you have to give me a reason to apologize. G. Mutilation. A person who tampers with a Naira note or coin is guilty of what? Of an offense punishable by law, CBN Act Section 21. So, who is guiltless? It is against the law to reject Naira. Please tell me, who are we people openly reject the Naira note and tell you market men, market women, businessmen, they say, no, we don't want this Naira note. It is against the law to reject the Naira. It's a legal tender. Why do you reject it? If it's not good, take it to the bank. They will change it for you. Take it to the bank, it will be changed. So who have not sprayed? Let him that had no sin cast what? Cast the first stone. Again, I highlight this. The act of spraying Naira, otherwise called Naira mutilation, though an offense criminalized, it is one that has been part of the cultural practice from immemorial. I hope the judge will have peace where she is. If she was influenced by those in authority to jail him, or there's some politics going on, I hope she find peace. But I doubt if she will. Because though I do not have a direct evidence, she also has sprayed money at one point, at one time in her life. A family members of hers, those who arrested him, the EFCC, the police, those who spoke out, those like the very dark man that carried it on his head that spoke out, they also must have sprayed money at one point or the other in their life, and they sit on that moral high ground. Say the truth. Why you arrested him? El-Rufai, if I'm correct, I saw a video. Spraying money or sitting on a vehicle, throwing Naira notes. If I'm correct, I stand to be corrected. Haven't you seen even the sitting president in a party? Akpabio did his party. Do you know how much money was sprayed? A birthday party? Come on, Nigerians. Who really did this to us? But the answer is nobody. We did this to ourselves. It's not the white man. So stop blaming the white man. It's not any generational cause. That is a lie that your pastor is telling you. It's not any altar in your family or in your foundation that did this. No. I've often argued, if you are going to hold anyone responsible for your problem, you must first of all try and eliminate yourself. By the time you do the investigation as to what is the cause of this my problem, you are going to find out that you are responsible. I am responsible from this problem. So I'm the one worrying myself. Nobody did this to us. We did it to what? To ourselves. The problem is caused by us. The solution is equally in our own hands. So fight for Bobrisky, because it's your brother from another mother. It's my brother from another mother. In the context of this Naira abuse, even if he identifies as a woman, you don't stand in that moral high ground to condemn him. Who art thou to judge? To his maker, he stands. To his maker, he falls. Even God said he gave them up to a reprobate mind. He didn't strike them the way he did Sodom and Gomorrah. Because why? It is not the will of God for any man to perish, but for them to come, what? To the knowledge of Christ. So who are thou? Who are me? Who is me, I beg your pardon, to condemn Bobrisky for the abuse of Naira? What I have abused several times in Nigeria. Something I have done openly. So let him that had no sin cast the first stone. Please present yourself to the police. Present yourself to the authority and tell them, I have abused this Naira note at some point. So please arrest me. And go take me to that same judge, Popola, if that's her name, to sentence me to 6 months imprisonment without fine. What a ridiculous thing. What foolishness. Without fine? Whose bidding is she doing? How is that justice? Or is it the case that tomorrow we'll hear Bobrisky as well, because escaping from prison is the new thing now? They are using him to play politics. Bobrisky is your brother from another mother. Is my brother from another mother. Deny this fact as much as you want to. In the context of the abuse of the Naira, he is your brother. He is my brother from what? Another mother. Thank you and have a lovely day, and God bless.